All right, what's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing a couple of fragrances sent to me by the folks over at Fragrenza. So I actually got sent 3 fragrances, so we'll be checking them out. 2 of them are clones, because they do a lot of clones or inspired by fragrances. And then one of them is their own creation. So so really excited about them. For those of you who don't know, because I hadn't heard about Fragrenza before they reached out to me and we kind of got into contact. But I think they're mostly a clone house, but they're starting to branch off, sort of like Lattafa, how they start to have their own fragrances that they're doing, because they have a lot of talented perfumers on there. Apparently they've got a whole team of perfumers working for them. So excited to see if they're good, if they're bad, who knows. I have a discount code, so if any of them end up being something you guys are interested in, then definitely use the discount code. It also helps the channel, it helps me. So yeah, I'll put it in the description, I'll put it up here, I'll do whatever it takes, so at least you guys aren't paying full price for them, because you know me, I never like to pay full price for fragrances. So anyway, we'll just jump into it. We got a couple of fragrances here. The first one is Elisi, which, as you can guess, it's a clone of Elysium by Roja Perfumes, Roja Dove. And then we have Normandy Brandy, which is one of the Killian ones. It's not the one you're thinking, Angel Share. It's not that one. It's their like brandy apple. I'll check again, which I'm actually not super familiar with. So that'll be interesting to smell. Give it a shot, because apparently it does have a prolific brandy note, is what I've heard. And then one of their own fragrances, I figured, hey, you know, if I get to pick which ones I want to smell, then I want at least one of their own creations, so we can see how good of a house they are, and that way I can kind of tell you guys, okay, here's their own creations, here's how good they are at making their own thing versus just kind of copying others. So it's called Rivolare. I don't know if I'm butchering the name. Let me know in the comments if that's some sort of an Italian word that I don't know. The box itself is actually very ornate. It has some embossing. They actually put a lot of effort into the presentation of this. And then there's even a kind of a clear sticker over the printed name on here. And then on the back it says Fragrenza and all their stuff. But it's even embossed on the bottom, which is kind of fancy. So I was a little surprised by that. I mean, especially since the latest one that I got sent was those alt fragrances, and you know how their presentation goes. So it's, you know, a little different. And then it's a box within a box. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe they're just purposefully trying to be wasteful, but maybe it's for protection of the actual fragrance box. So I don't know what that's all about, but a slightly less nice box, but still actually decent presentation. There's no embossing or anything. It's just sort of more of a plain one that says Fragrenza. So just a general box to hold the fragrance. Okay, and this one actually scores pretty well on Fragrantica. They are popular enough of a company that they have, I think, 29 listings on Fragrantica. So not all of them are on there yet because they are a relatively new company. But yeah, this one scores a 4.14 out of 5 on Fragrantica. So actually really good. So let's open it up. Enough chit chat. We'll see how it looks. Okay, and this presentation is actually very nice. This is like well, it is glass. It almost looks like a porcelain kind of thing, but it's just a white glass, a nice white glass. It says Fragrenza, and then it's actually embossed, a little sticker embossed on there says Elisi. So this is their Elysium one. And then the cap, cheap-ish plastic cap. It's a little bit, it has some weight to it, but not as nice as some of the nicest plastic caps. But it is a plastic cap, guys, so beware of that. So it has a metal atomizer and then a metal collar. Okay, so let's give it a spray. Let's see how the atomizer works, and you know, we'll see what we think of it. Okay, so decent atomizer, nothing special. And the notes of this one are, oh wow, I can smell it from here. Wow. Because it's been a little while since I've smelled Elysium. As you know, it's a very popular fragrance made by Roja Dove, extremely expensive fragrance. So Top notes of lemon, bergamot, grapefruit, musk, lime, lavender, artemisia. Ooh, so a little bit of a, you know, kind of spice to it, and then thyme. Oh man, that's really good. Middle notes of jasmine, apple, black currant, rose, and lily of the valley. Okay, so kind of floral and fruity in the middle. And then base notes, very masculine, right? We've got cedar, musk, vetiver, vanilla, labdanum, ambergris, pink pepper, which doesn't make sense because pink pepper is really a top note because it's mostly very volatile chemicals. But, you know, sometimes for marketing, they'll put things in different places. So pink pepper, benzoin, galbanum, cypriol, which is sort of like a vetiver kind of a smell if you've ever smelled cypriol oil, real cypriol oil, juniper berries, and then leather. Okay, interesting. So they're just throwing in a lot of notes. It's like they threw the whole basket in there. It's a very pleasant fragrance, very clean. I'm getting some of the apple and a little bit of that black currant twist. Maybe they're using Damascus beta, which is a nice, powerful fragrance note, fragrance chemical. It has sort of a, it almost has a similar vibe to Creed Aventus in a weird way. Don't come at me in the comments, guys, but in a weird way, you know, that black currant and the apple that they have in Creed Aventus, that kind of appley note. That's really nice. It smells like they're using a dihydromercenol, so it keeps it very fresh. It's very common in most masculine fragrances. They'll be using dihydromercenol, but it keeps it fresh and uplifting, even though they didn't say in the notes that they're using any sort of a lavender note, as far as I remember. Oh, they did say lavender in the top notes. Okay, I mean, I guess. So lavender has a couple, real lavender has two main ingredients. Without going too deep into the chemical analysis of lavender, one of them is a top note, one of them is a middle note. So I guess you could argue it either way. And anyway, yeah, it's very nice. Overall, I thought it would smell better. And I remember when I first smelled Elysium, the real one, I thought the same thing. It gets very hyped up on the internet. It's a good fragrance, but really to me, it's more like an 8.5 and it's not near that 9 out of 10 territory. But that's just my personal opinion. So if you really like Elysium and you're not literally Jeff Bezos and you don't want to buy that for super expensive, you can go with the Fragrenza one. Fragrenza is a little bit more expensive than the other cologne companies. Partially because they have really good presentation and high quality fragrances, but also partially because that's just kind of the I don't know, the thing they're going for, and they're cloning these really expensive fragrances for the most part. So yeah, you're still getting a huge discount from buying the real thing when you do go for the Fragrenza. I would say shop around. See what you think of the other ones. If you haven't found a good one yet, this one is very solid, I will admit. It is a solid clone, maybe 90% or so similar off of my memory. So it is good, but it is a little pricey. Maybe it's like $62, I think, for a bottle. So if you do end up getting it, use a discount. It doesn't have to be mine, just save yourself a little money. But if you use mine, that would be awesome. Anyway, so that's that one. Let's check out Normandy Brandy. So everybody's familiar with Kilian's Angel Share, and there's a lot of good clones out there. So, don't worry about getting that one covered. But I figured, hey, I'm gonna choose this one to smell for you guys because I really haven't been hearing a whole lot about their other fragrances and if there's any other clones of those, because these are not cheap. These are not cheap fragrances. The Kilian ones. So this is Kilian Apple Brandy on the Rocks is the clone. It's a clone of. So it's called Normandy Brandy. This is a 60 milliliter. Okay, so it's a little larger than a 50 ml, which is nice. It's really got a nice heavy container. I will say the presentation is solid. Like, it's gold embossed and then it's gold painted on. It says Fragrenza. It's got a nice golden. It is a plastic cap, but it looks nice. It does look higher quality than most clones. So that's the reason why it's going to cost a little more, is you're getting a better clone, but it's still way cheaper than the real deal. So top notes of cardamom and bergamot, middle notes of apple, rum, pineapple, vanilla, cognac, ooh, and oak moss, and then base notes of ambroxan and cedar. So again, there's a little bit of marketing magic there. Oak moss is, if they're even using real oak moss, which is heavily regulated by the IFRA. They kind of regulate the chemicals that we can use when we make fragrances. So when I'm making fragrances, if I were going to sell them, they limit oak moss because it is an irritant of the skin. So most of the time people will be using something called Veramoss, also known as Evernil. You'll know it from Baccarat Rouge 540. It was widely known as using a ton of this Veramoss stuff. Anyway, so oak moss is actually a base note, so they're kind of lying to you there. Vanilla is also a base note. They're kind of lying to you there. Apple is a top note. So, you know, I don't know. The notes are a little jumbled around, and I've been seeing more of that lately. Have you guys noticed that? I don't know. It's really weird. So anyway, that's what's been going on with that one. So Normandy Brandy, let's give it a try. Enough chit chat. Again, decent atomizer, nothing special. It is not pressurized, okay? I don't want to give off the impression that it's pressurized, but it does have a good spray to it. Oh, that's so good. Oh, this one's way better. See, Elysium, I don't know. It's good, and even the real one, it's good, and but it's just not very special, right? This is special. Who has a fragrance that smells like cognac and rum and pineapple and just fruity and boozy and delicious? Oh my gosh. This one's so much better. Wow. This is so good, guys. So this one is called, this is called Normandy Brandy. Okay? Scratch the other one. If you like, you know, Elysium and you want one that's kind of a higher quality clone, sure, go for it. But as far as smell itself goes, if you don't have one of either and you're deciding between the two, my recommendation, this one. It's so boozy. I really get that rum. So one of the ingredients that they might be using, and this is something that I actually didn't have in my own personal chemical collection until recently, is rum ether. You can actually buy rum ether, like the real ethers that are released from, you know, distillation and creation of rum. Wow, it's very rummy. You get a strong hit of that apple, but it's not like those cheap candles that you find in you know, Target or whatever, where it's like apple cinnamon, whatever, you know, for the holiday season. This is like a high quality apple. It's not too jammy. It's got a little bit of sharpness, but then it's smoothed out by that vanilla. It's smoothed out by the rum and the cognac. This is sexy. This is a date night fragrance, nighttime fragrance. The other one was relatively versatile, which is nice. It was a versatile, you know, probably spring, summer, fall. This one is a fall, winter. Maybe you could pull it off in spring for date night. So this is a nighttime fragrance, guys. Oh man. 9.5 out of 10. Really like this one. Normandy Brandy. Apple brandy on the rocks. Keep your eyes out for the real deal too. If you want to give it a smell in real life before you pick up one of these bottles, I urge you, give it a try. You know, I like to try before I buy, so you don't have to click now or whatever, you know, use my link. But yeah, at least give it a try, guys. That is sweet. Freaking love that one. Okay, so now we'll check out the last one, which is their own creation. So Rivolare, okay? And you know, before I continue, big shout out to the folks at Fragrenza. Thank you guys for sending these to me. I love, you know, giving all these fragrances a go. Anytime companies reach out to me, I'm more than happy to smell it and give my honest review to you guys. You know, guys know sometimes I'm not so easy on them, but you know, I like to keep a positive, an open mindset to them, and you know, see what I really think. And sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're not, but you know, sometimes you can be pleasantly surprised by these companies that I hadn't heard of Fragrenza. So anyway, yeah, I'll put a link to them, and let's check out this last one, Rivolare. Okay, so this one is a unisex. A lot of their ones that they make on their own are unisex, I've noticed. I was kind of browsing through their website, you know, looking at them. So this one, yeah, same 63 bucks. Top notes, citruses, so just generally citruses, mint, pear. I love a good pear. Lemonade, and then middle notes of sage and elderberry, and then base notes of cedarwood and musk. Okay, so straightforward, simple. It could go either way, right? This could be masculine, feminine, or would they say it's unisex? And I can still even smell that Killian apple brandy on the rocks. It's the performance is good with that one. It's moderate with the Elysium one, you know, moderate projection, but this one is good. Okay, so Rivolare, giving it a spray. Okay. Again, decent atomizer, no issues with that. It kind of has a rose gold look to the sprayer. Okay. Do I like it? I get the citruses. I get the mint. It's a little soapy, clean. I get the cedarwood, not getting a whole lot of musk. It is modern, it is a modern smelling fragrance. This is quite unisex actually. It's not feminine or masculine. Decent projection, so I would say moderate projection with this one. It's nothing crazy. I'm not really getting the pear that I was very excited about. I was excited to smell the pear because not a lot of fragrances have that pear note. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 just because it's a good fragrance and it's well made, it's well blended. I'm sure all of their fragrances that they make are you know, well blended and well made. You could tell that there's somebody behind this who's a skilled craftsman, but to me, it's just not very special. I don't really like it that much. I think, yeah, maybe 7 out of 10. It's just it's a fragrance. It's something you just throw it in your gym bag, which to me, gym bag fragrances shouldn't be $60. But this one, Normandy Brandy, check it out, okay? This one, I probably cannot recommend this one in good conscience to you, Rivolare. Maybe I just made a bad choice, I don't know. But the Normandy Brandy was really good. It's very good. It's very unique. That's not the one. This one freaking hits. Elysium, again, if you like Elysium, give it a try if you want a high quality clone of it, not just sort of one of those clones that's like, gets you 80% there, but people can tell that you're not wearing the real deal, or it just doesn't, they won't know, because they're not fragrance collectors, they won't know, but it just won't smell as good. Because Elysium, it's a good, clean fragrance, but it's just not for me personally. So 8.5, 9.5, 7. All right. So yeah, so check out my link. I'll link them in the description. I'll put my little code or whatever it is. I'm forgetting right now what I got. I think it's 15% off code, and it does help me. It does help the channel. So yeah, make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and yeah, give them a check. You know, check them out. I'll see you guys in the next one.